Have you ever looked in the mirror and wished you could change everything you see? I have. My name is CHIAMAKA, and for most of my life, I felt invisible, too slim, too plain, too forgettable. I grew up in Lagos, where everyone seems to be in competition for attention. Who's the finest? Who's the curviest? Who's catching the eyes of rich men? My best friend, Urena, always had that power. She was thick, beautiful, and confident. Boys smelled at her. Women complimented her. Brands sent her clothes. And me? I was the friend who held the camera. Every night I'd stare at my reflection and whisper, God, when will it be my turn? I tried everything, teas, creams, gym workouts, but my body never changed. My Instagram followers were stuck at 234. Meanwhile, Urena's page was booming. Gifts, followers, attention. I felt small, unseen. One evening, while my mother, Mama Nkechi, called from the kitchen, "Come and eat rice, my daughter," I rolled my eyes. Rice couldn't fill the emptiness inside me. I wanted more than food. I wanted the soft life. I wanted to be loved, noticed, adored. That night, Urena sent me a message that would change everything. It was a phone number. She said, "This doctor helps girls like us. You don't need money, just loyalty." My heart raced. Could this be real? I texted the number immediately. A man replied almost instantly. His profile picture was just a red moon. "Come tomorrow," he wrote. "We'll fix your life. One body, one price." When I asked how much it would cost, he replied, "You don't need money, just say yes." I didn't even hesitate. I said yes. That night, I slept smiling, dreaming of curves, fame, and a new me, completely unaware of the nightmare waiting behind that red moon. The next morning, I dressed in my best second-hand jeans and a white shirt. I told Mama I had a job interview. She was so proud, she packed jollof rice for me and prayed over my head. "God will protect you," she said, holding me tight. For a moment, guilt stabbed my chest, but I brushed it off. I was chasing my dream. The address led me to Lekki, down a quiet street. There was no hospital sign, no nurse, only a tall, dark-skinned man waiting beside a red door. "You are the one?" he asked. I nodded. "Follow me," he said, smiling slightly. Inside, the air smelled like perfume mixed with blood. A woman with long braids handed me a form. It had no price, just one chilling line at the bottom. "What you take, something else must go." I laughed nervously and signed. Whatever, I just wanted my new body. The man, now wearing a crimson coat, told me to lie down. He said, "We don't use anesthesia, but you won't feel pain, only separation." Before I could ask what he meant, darkness swallowed me whole. When I woke up, my body felt heavy, strange. Then I looked down and screamed with joy. Curves, hips, flat tummy. I was perfect. He handed me a mirror. My reflection took my breath away. "It's like I was reborn," I whispered. "You were," he replied. As I got dressed, I felt an odd coldness in my chest, as if something had left me. At the date, he smiled again and said, "1 year from today, something you love most will return to dust. That's the price. Enjoy your beauty." Huh, I laughed. "Is that all?" And with that, I walked away, my new body swaying under the Lagos sun, completely unaware that I had just sold something far more precious than I could ever imagine. When I got home that evening, even my mother didn't recognize me. She stared at me, her eyes wide. "My daughter, are you okay? You look different." I smiled and hugged her tight. "Mama, I'm fine," I said, laughing nervously. But inside I was thrilled. I looked perfect. My waist curved, my hips swayed, and every step felt like music. That night, I posted my first full body picture online. By morning, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. 10,000 followers overnight. Brands sent me messages, influencers followed me, even people who used to ignore me were now calling me beautiful. I had arrived. The girl who once sold rice on the street was now CHIAMAKA the Baddie. I changed my clothes, my voice, my walk, even my name. I started calling myself Q. I began hanging out in Banana Island, sipping champagne with celebrities and oil boys. Life was sweet. But slowly, Mama stopped seeing me. "Why are you changing your person?" she asked one day, her voice tired. "I'm building a future for us, Mama," I snapped. I didn't want her worries. I wanted peace, fame, and more followers. But peace doesn't live where pride grows. On my birthday, exactly 30 days after the surgery, I received a strange text from a blocked number. 29 days left. Prepare. I laughed it off. Probably a jealous fan or prankster. I blocked the number and went back to taking selfies. But that night, something happened. Mama screamed from her kitchen. I ran to her and found her on the floor, breathing hard. Mama, what's wrong?" We rushed her to the hospital. The doctors ran tests, but everything came back normal. "No infection, no fever," one said, confused. "Her body is fine, but her spirit seems weak." Those words chilled me. Spirit? What did that even mean? Days passed and Mama got weaker. She barely spoke, barely ate. I paid for specialists, pastors, even herbalists, but nothing worked. Each morning, her skin looked grayer. Then came the dreams. In my sleep, I saw myself dancing in my new body, the same body I had bought, while behind me, my mother's face melted like wax. I'd wake up drenched in sweat, trembling, my heart pounding. One morning, I noticed something strange. The mirror in my room had cracked on its own, right where my reflection smile was. That same night, my phone rang again. It was the blocked number. Angry, I answered, "Who are you?" A deep voice replied, slow and calm. "The countdown doesn't stop when you ignore it." Then, silence. Suddenly, I heard Mama scream from her room. I ran in. She was sitting up, eyes wide open, muttering in Igbo, "Don't give me away. I gave you life." I froze. My whole body went cold. The doctors came again, but found nothing. She's healthy on the outside, but something else is happening within. I tried praying that night, desperate, calling God's name, but the moment I said Jesus, the mirror on my wall shattered completely. Pieces of glass rained to the floor, and for the first time, I felt it, a pull deep inside my chest, like something was counting down. I knew then that the man in the crimson coat hadn't lied. Something I loved most was turning to dust. Terrified, I rushed back to Lekki to find the clinic. The red door, the tall man, the woman with the braids, but the place was gone. All that stood there now was a burnt building, covered in weeds and silence. I asked the shopkeeper nearby, "What happened to the clinic here?" He looked at me strangely. "Clinic? That place burned down last year. Nobody used it since." My hands shook as I showed him a photo I took that first day, the red door, the man, the sign. He frowned. "I've lived here 10 years. I've never seen that building before." I walked away trembling. Everything, every trace of my surgery had vanished. Even Urena's number stopped going through. When I went to her house, the gate man said, "Nobody dey live here again." It was like the world was erasing every part of that memory, closing the contract I never read. And each night, as Mama grew weaker, I heard the same whisper in my dreams. One body, one price. That was when I knew my beauty wasn't free.
It had been bought with blood.
By the second month, my house didn't feel like home anymore. Mama was still sick, growing thinner every day. Her eyes followed me like she knew something I didn't. Sometimes she would wake up at night crying and calling my name. Other times, she'd just stare at me like I was a stranger. One night, while I was feeding her, she whispered, "My daughter, your beauty, it's not your own." I froze. "Mama, what are you saying?" She just smiled weakly and closed her eyes. That same night, I saw her shadow move before her body did, like something invisible was pulling her from behind. I screamed, but when I turned on the light, everything was normal again, or so I thought. The next morning, the mirror in my bedroom wasn't just cracked anymore. It was bleeding. A thin line of red ran down its center like a cut on skin. I touched it without thinking, and a cold shock ran up my arm. I looked at my reflection, and for a moment, it smiled at me, even though my lips didn't move. I fell backward in fear. My phone rang again, the same hidden number, 13 days left. I dropped the phone, shaking. My body looked beautiful, but inside, something was rotting. I started seeing faces in shiny things. My mirror, my phone screen, even the kettle. Always the same man with the crimson coat, whispering, "You can't return what you borrowed." I stopped going out. My followers kept asking, "Where's Q? Are you okay?" But I couldn't even look at myself anymore. Every reflection felt alive, watching me, mocking me. One afternoon, I decided to destroy every mirror in the house. I smashed them all, every last piece. I thought it would bring peace. But that night, Mama screamed again. When I rushed into her room, she wasn't there. Just her wrapper lying neatly on the bed. The air was thick, cold. And in the middle of the bed, written in something dark and sticky, were the words, "Payment received." I fell to my knees, crying until my voice broke. "No, please, not Mama. Take anything, not her." But the room stayed silent, except for a faint whisper that sounded like laughter. The next day, I went to a prophet my aunt recommended. The moment he saw me, he stepped back. "What have you done, girl?" I told him everything. The surgery, the red door, the mirror, Mama's sickness. He sighed heavily. "You didn't buy beauty, you bought a vessel. That man took your reflection, your shadow, and tied it to another realm. Each day you live, something that loves you fades away." I couldn't breathe. "Can I break it?" I asked, desperate. He shook his head. "Once blood and mirror join, the trade can't be undone. Unless what?" I cried. He looked at me with pity. "You have to give it back, the body you borrowed. Return what is not yours." Return it? How? I didn't even know where to find that place again. That night, I decided to try. I packed a bag, wore a black hoodie, and went back to the same street in Lekki. This time, I saw the red glow again, faint like a dying ember. I followed it. The burnt building had changed. The walls were standing again, the air humming like electricity. I stepped inside, trembling. The red-coated man stood there, smiling. "You came back," he said, softly. I shouted, "Give me my mother. Just take everything. Give her back." He tilted his head. "That's not how bargains work, but you can still trade." I frowned. "Trade what?" He stepped closer. His eyes glowed like coals. "Your reflection still belongs to me. If you break the mirror between us, your body will crumble, but your mother will rise again." I felt tears burn my eyes. "You want me to die?" He smiled. "You already did.
Chiamaka. You just haven't noticed yet." Before I could respond, the mirror behind him rippled like water, showing Mama lying in her hospital bed whispering my name. I reached for it, but the glass turned to fire. Pain ripped through my hand, and my reflection on the other side began to cry blood. When I woke up, I was in my room. My hand burnt, my heart racing, but something had changed. The mirror on my wall was whole again, not cracked, not bleeding, just smooth and silent. And inside it, Mama was standing there, smiling. But she wasn't in the real world. She was in the mirror. I fell to my knees and screamed. Because at that moment, I realized the countdown wasn't just about her. It was about me.
After that night, I stopped sleeping. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw my mother's face staring back at me from the mirror, smiling faintly, as if she was trying to comfort me. But it wasn't a peaceful smile. It was sad, tired, trapped. I tried everything. I prayed until my knees bruised. I burned candles, fasted, even begged pastors to come and see for themselves. But whenever they entered my room, the mirror stayed silent. Only when I was alone did it come alive again. One morning, I woke up and saw words written on the mirror in red lipstick. 3 days left. My hands shook as I wiped it off, but the message came back minutes later, this time written in blood. I screamed and threw a blanket over it, but no matter what I did, I could still feel it watching me. That was when I knew whatever was inside that mirror wasn't me anymore. On the second night, I sat by the mirror and begged. "Please, just let her go," I whispered. "Take me instead." And then the reflection spoke. Its voice sounded like mine, but heavier, deeper, like it came from under the earth. "That's the deal, Chiamaka. One body, one price. She took your pain when you took her beauty." Tears poured down my face. "Please, I'll return it. Just bring her back." It smiled. "Then break it. Break the glass between us, and your debt will be paid." My hands trembled. I could feel my heart racing. I stared at the reflection. She looked perfect, flawless, everything I had ever wanted to be. Behind her, I saw my mother reaching out, whispering, "Come back to me, my child." That was all it took. I lifted the hammer and smashed the mirror. The sound was deafening, like 1,000 screams bursting out at once. A wind rushed through the room, cold and angry. Lights flickered, and I fell backwards as the mirror exploded into shards of light. When I opened my eyes, the room was silent, completely still. The mirror was gone. Every piece of glass had turned to ash. I looked around, and there, lying on the bed, was my mother, breathing, alive. I crawled to her, shaking her shoulders, crying, "Mama, Mama, it's me." Her eyes opened slowly. "My daughter," she whispered weakly, "you came back." I hugged her tightly, sobbing, "I'm here, Mama, I'm here." But then she touched my face and frowned. Her hand passed right through me. I froze. "Mama?" She looked around confused. "Chiamaka, where are you?" I looked down at my hands. They were fading, turning transparent like smoke. I turned to the wall, and there it was, my reflection whole again, smiling softly. It looked alive, too alive. It raised its hand and waved goodbye. "Mama, I'm here," I screamed, banging the wall. But she couldn't hear me. She was looking at her, at my reflection, calling her name. The girl in the mirror turned and walked away, her new body shining under the sunlight. And I
I was trapped behind the glass. I could see everything. Mama cooking, praying, even posting about how I miraculously recovered. Everyone thought I was back, but I wasn't. I was here, in the mirror world, cold, empty, and silent, watching, waiting. And sometimes, when someone new stands in front of a mirror and wishes for beauty, I feel the pull again. They whisper, one body, one price. And I smile, just like he smiled at me. Because now, I am the girl behind the glass.
Some stories don't just end, they stay with you. If this one moved you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. More untold stories await you here, only on Mumxy, where every tale burns with truth and emotion.